Hi guys, Love Me here, and I want to welcome you all back to my channel. To thank you to all my new subscribers, and thank you for all my old subscribers for continuing to hang out with me and support me. This is my first personal pause video for the summer 2018, and actually, I think it's my no, it's not my first personal pause this year. I think it'll be my second one, but it's my first one for the summer. Really quickly, I want to tell you what personal pauses are to me. Personal pause video is something, these are videos I've done since the beginning of my channel. I just like to take some time out, normally on a Friday, and just talk about things that's on my mind, on my heart. Some of it could be just trivial, some of it could be more meaningful, but it's just things that I want to talk about. So this year I will be open to any suggestions. If you have any ideas for any personal pauses, you can leave a comment down below and I'll check it out and I will think about doing a video on that. Really quick, if this is your first time watching my video, I also want to let you know a little bit more about me. I am a mother, I am a wife, I am a homeschool mom, and I am also a special needs mom. My oldest son is special needs. He is 16 years old. He just turned 16. We are very thankful for that. He has anoxic brain damage, cerebral palsy. He's tube fed. He's nonverbal. He has developmental delay. That's just a brief run through of some of the things he has. And then we also have a 7-year old who is typical development. So he has no developmental delays or mental or physical delays. My youngest son doesn't. So that's a little bit about me. Now, my goal for these personal pauses are to not make them too long. Again, I want them to be like just a pause. So my goal is 10 to 15 minutes. If I feel like I'm getting to that 15-minute mark and I want to continue this conversation, I'll just make a part two another time. Also, with my personal pauses, I want to do them the first Friday of the month and the third Friday of the month. Um, that's that. So we're going to jump right into this video. This personal pause video this week will be about, I don't know how I'm wording this yet. In my mind, it's about preserving your child's innocence and just filling out when they're ready to expand their worldview or their knowledge of certain things that may be a little bit more mature. Just gauging um, when is the best time to do that. And for me, this is all going to be from personal experience. Of course, I can't tell you when's the best time for your child, but maybe some of the things I'm saying could be pointers or a little bit of a guideline. But like I said, these are just things I've learned personally. And we have a special guest this week. Last week in my faves video, we had my youngest son helping out. In this week's personal pause, we got my oldest son, Biggs. He is up with me. He's in the living room hanging out. So if you hear all of those noises over there, that's him. Like I said before, he is nonverbal. So he makes a lot of noises and sounds. And these are his happy noises right now. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back. So, like I said, all the extra noise you'll be hearing will be my oldest son. So, this personal pause, like I said, it's going to be about children's maturity, preserving their innocence. And I was thinking about this the other day because I took my youngest son to a park and we were swinging. Okay, as I was saying, I took my youngest son to a park. I got to remember the camera's over here. And we were swinging. And I was swinging with him. I was on the swing next to him and I was swinging. And then he got off and he went to go play with another kid. And I'm still swinging and I'm just going up higher and higher on the swing. And I thought about my childhood and how my childhood was good. I had a good childhood. I was able to be a kid. I was able to be a little girl. And throughout my kids' lives, more so with my youngest because he experiences more than my oldest son as far as um, socialization with other kids, media, and stuff like that. Um, I really have a heart to preserve my children's innocence for as long as I can. And what I mean is allowing them to be kids for as long as they can be, allowing them to use their imagination, play, cuddle with mom and dad, hug us, just all of those things for as long as they can. When I was growing up, and I think it might be different. I think it was different for me because I went to public school. Um, my youngest son, he's never been in public school. My oldest son was in public school, but again, it was different for him because of his disability. And my husband and I were very hands-on when our oldest son was in public school. But for me, back to me when I was in public school, elementary was fine. It was middle school that was really the rocky years for me. And I think I'm trying to parallel these two things. I think if my youngest son would go to public school, we would have a lot more conversations revolving around socialization. We would have a lot more conversations around um, the behaviors of boys and girls and stuff like that. And to get more into that, what I'm saying is when I got to middle school, I was still playing with my Barbies. Sixth grade, I was still playing with my Barbies. I didn't let my friends know, but I would go home and still play with my Barbies. I enjoyed that. But when you start hearing other girls talking about, oh, well, that boy is cute, or look what I have on, or I'm gonna get this done to my hair, things like I don't play with dolls anymore. It made me start to think, well, maybe I shouldn't be playing with dolls anymore. Maybe I should be liking boys. And I probably wasn't emotionally even ready to deal with those things, but because there's that unwritten pressure. It wasn't forced pressure, but it was just like that unwritten rule. Now, for me, like everybody else is doing these things, everybody else is trying to dress more mature and act more mature, so maybe I should be too. And so slowly, the dolls started going away. You know, my Barbie started going away. That imaginary playing that I would do started going away, and my focus started to shift more on my image, how I looked. And for me, I was never really a girly girl. Growing up, I didn't like dresses. um I like to be comfortable. I was such a big tomboy. um I like to be comfortable, so for me it was still okay, how can I still be comfortable but still look nice and still, I guess, in some way be attractive to the opposite sex. It was just trying to figure all of that out. And as I'm looking at my youngest son and I'm seeing him play, I'm just like, we don't have to worry about that right now. And this is the beauty of us raising him the way we're trying to raise him and also homeschooling him, is because we can allow nature to happen naturally for him. And what I mean by that, and I hope I'm phrasing that right, but what I mean by nature, what I mean by nature is when he's naturally attracted to the opposite sex versus his environment around him controlling that. And that's what it was for me. So that makes sense now. The environment around me when I was in middle school controlled and conducted me saying, oh, I need to be into my appearance more. Oh, I should not want to play with Barbies more. Oh, I should be interested in boys now. And we don't have to worry about that with my son, with my youngest son. It's going to be beautiful to see it naturally just happen. And there have been some things, sorry guys for the camera moving like that. There have been some things that we just hold off on concerning my youngest son, because we felt he wasn't ready or mature enough to understand. One of the things was his brother's disability. When he was 3, he noticed that his brother wasn't like him and couldn't do the things he could do. And when he was 4, he could talk more. Why can't Barbara talk? And my husband and I tried to put it in the simplest forms for him to understand. And as he got older, and he started asking more, well, what happened to Big Brother? This, that, and the other. Then we would tell him, what happened to him and how he had got a disability and this, that, and the other. And then the next question would be, well, will I have a disability? Will I have brain damage and this, that, and the other? And, we would just have to tell him, no, that's not going to happen to you. And just reassure him. But it was a natural progression. Also, I remember recently he had not heard about the school shootings. My youngest son, he had not heard about them. And one day we had to go to a doctor's appointment for my oldest son. And as I'm looking at the time, guys, I'm probably going to have to make this a part 2. As we were taking my oldest son to a doctor's appointment, we had to catch transportation because we don't have a wheelchair accessible van. So we had to use transportation that was provided by our insurance to get him to his appointment. And the driver had on the radio, and on the radio there was talk of that shooting that I believe happened in Florida. And my youngest son heard it, and at the time he was 6, and he was just like, guns aren't supposed to be at school. And I was like, I know, honey. And at that point in time, in that car, in that van, I'm like, this is not the time to talk about that. But later on, he didn't forget. So he asked me again. He was like, what was going on the radio when they were talking about a shooting at a school? And he was like, Mommy, there's not supposed to be guns at school. And I said, I know. And so I tried to explain to him the best I could of what happened and stuff like that. And he was just really sad about it. He was like, that's really sad. And, he was wondering how the other kids were feeling and how the parents were feeling. And so it allowed him to express his feelings and also to empathize and sympathize like that. But he was at a place in his maturity to where he could understand and where he could try to, I think he was trying to also, make sense of it all. So, but like I said, protecting their innocence is very important to us, and allowing them to grow and develop naturally is important to us versus having their environment and their peers dictate that. So that's all for this personal pause. I know it was kind of loud having my bigs, but it was fun. And you guys got to hear him. Like I said, he's very excited. And I almost thought about not doing it with him in here. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I hope you guys could all hear me. I hope I was talking loud enough. But yeah, that's that. That is this personal pause. I will catch you guys all again on the next video. Bye.